when you think about guest speakers, a lot of you have probably heard the term keynote speakers. And when you go to an event and there is somebody who has some notoriety, who's not the host.
So, people like that can be a really big draw. So it can be done a couple different ways. Like you can have a really big name like a Tony Robbins and say it's a big draw to get people to register and come to your event. Or it could be a surprise speaker like Kendra Scott or Kevin Harrington where it was a reveal to the audience that just created a really huge wow factor. Had lots of people tweeting about the event and built a lot of reciprocity for the event. And it is really worth thinking about your approach. And you hear us say this all the time, but your big why behind it. Like, what's your big why behind having the guest speaker that you're paying to be there?
Oftentimes, when you do get a keynote speaker, you probably feel compelled to use them in your marketing. So, because perhaps they can be a draw. The downside to that is if you focus on them a little bit too much in your marketing, then what can wind up happening is people come to the live event specifically to see that speaker. And once they see that speaker, then they duck out. Or if they know what day the speaker is speaking on, they may come to see that speaker just for that day and then leave. So you think that a keynote speaker is a great draw and a great way to fill your room, but it can actually have a negative effect. I really love when our clients get keynote speakers and they integrate them into their marketing, but they don't necessarily make the entire focus of the marketing about that keynote speaker. So find somebody who is complementary to what it is that you teach, somebody that has alignment with what it is that you teach, and then find a way to use them. Now, sometimes you can use a keynote speaker as positioning, meaning perhaps you don't tell anybody that the person that your keynote speaker is actually going to be coming to your live event, but then you have them show up and it's a surprise. So Barry mentioned Kevin Harrington, who was a speaker at one of our client events this November. That particular keynote was positioned as a surprise, positioned as, here's one of my friends and partners, Kevin Harrington, who, this is all accurate, right? But he was also a keynoter and presented a great talk that was very much in alignment with what the host was presenting. They have the marketing of the live event focus on them, right? Like, if you're the host of your live event, I want people coming to your live event for you, not the keynote speaker. And if you feel as though you need a keynote speaker in order to draw people in, it may not be the right time for you to host a live event. Now, we also have some clients who hire keynote speakers that they specifically want to see, right? Like, I really want to see Larry Winget. So as a result of that, for my live event, I'm going to hire Larry Winget to come and speak. And this is a great opportunity for me to interact with Larry, for me to get to know him a little bit, and for me to hear Larry, because that's really somebody that I would love to hear. I think keynote speakers can be a huge value add to your marketing, to your live event, but they shouldn't become the focus of your live event. If they do, then like I said, you may not be ready for a live event.